The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I'd like to end off with a quick, small story that I heard years ago from my Rabbi. He says that there was a Yerushalmi man, that lo aleinu lo aleichem, one of his children, came down with a very bad sickness. And there was only one doctor in Israel who understood this very rare, unique sickness and understood how to treat it. After he finally got the number for this doctor, this Yerushalmi man calls the doctor's office in Tel Aviv, begs them and pleads with them to give him an appointment for his child. And after finally getting an appointment that was a month later, he pleaded and begged, please, you don't understand. It's serious. I can't wait a month. My child's life. I said, okay. They call him back. There's a cancellation. Come tomorrow. He was elated. He comes the next day. He was told, be there at 1 o'clock sharp. Don't be late. For this doctor, you got to be there, mamash. You don't understand. There's mobs of people waiting for him. He's the only doctor that knows how to deal with the sickness. So he comes from Yerushalayim with a sherut with his child, and he comes to the place, and he tells the taxi driver, "Listen, I'm going to be here for about 2 hours. So if you're in the area, I'll take you back." He says, "You know what? I'll stay here for you. I'll be around. No problem. Just call me when you need me. I'll take you back to Yerushalayim." Okay, thank you. He goes up. He's there at 5 to 11, on time. He walks up to the secretary. "My name is so-and-so, 11 o'clock appointment." He looks in the waiting room and he sees the place is mobbed. Mobbed. He turns to the secretary and says, "Do you have my name?" She says, "Yeah." "You have an 11 o'clock appointment?" He said, "Yes." She says, "Okay, have a seat." Okay. He sits down. He sees there's about 100 people in front of him. And he's thinking, how in the world is he getting his 11 o'clock appointment? It's 5 to 11. Well, 11 o'clock came. 11:10. 11:20. 11:30. They told him that this doctor is Meduyak. He walks up to the secretary and says, "What's going on? It's 11:30. I thought this doctor was precise, prompt." She says, "Well, the doctor's not in." "What? Why didn't you tell me?" She says, "Right before you came, he had an emergency and he had to run to Jerusalem." He said, "To Jerusalem? I just came from Jerusalem." "I'm sorry, sir. He should be back, hopefully soon." He says, "How long?" "I don't know. That's why everybody's waiting. Could be an hour, could be 2 hours, could be 5, I don't know." Okay, he sits down. An hour goes by. 2 hours go by. Doctor's not coming. He walks up to the secretary. "Please, could you call the doctor? It's an emergency. It's for my child. He's the only one that knows the sickness. I'm begging you. Call him from the road. Find out, where is he? I'll meet him in Jerusalem. Just tell me." He started getting all worked up. He started sweating. Suddenly he started to shake. He felt like he was going to faint. He was worked up from the heat and the anxiety and the tense moments, sitting there for hours in a waiting room with no air. He's about to faint. He says, "Please, can I get a cup of water?" Someone runs and gets him a cup of water. He takes the water and he walks away for a moment. He stands by the wall and he says, "Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam sha'akol niyah bidvaro." And he drinks. And then he stops. Baruch atah Hashem. Baruch atah Hashem. I'm talking to you, Hashem? You mean, Hashem, you're here. The doctor's not here. But you are here. I'm talking to you, that means you're here. Baruch atah, you, Hashem. You're here. You're here. Shahakol Nihiya bidvaro. Everything comes from your word. Everything comes from you. You're the only one that can do anything for anyone. And you're right here. Who cares if the doctor's not here? You are here, and you're the one that gives the refuah. Shakol nihiya bidvaro. What am I doing? Right then and there, in the office, in the waiting room, he starts to pray by that wall as if he was praying by the Kotel HaMa'aravi, and he prayed up a tefillah with tears and shuckling and begging, Abba, I'm begging you, you're the Rofei Kol Basar, you're the Rofei Hinam. Please, refuah to my child. That's it. He felt that tefillah like he never felt a prayer before, because he found who he was talking to, and he realized who he was standing in front of. He runs back and picks up his child, and he carries him down the stairs, and just then the taxi pulls up. The taxi says, "No, Makara, what happened? Ata hayita etzel harofeh?" The Yerushalmi man looks at him and says, "Okay, hayita etzel harofeh. Rofeh sider et hakol. Who sider et hakol? He took care of everything. Baruch Hashem, my child's fine." Gets back in the car. He says, "Nachzor LiYerushalayim." Comes back to Jerusalem. The next day he takes his son in for testing. Klum. Nothing. Clean. Baruch atah Hashem. He's talking to somebody. Shahakol nihiya bidvaro. You're talking to the one that he and only he, from him everything comes.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org